Okay, today our guest in Talking Sens is Ayez Shaukat-Fonseka. Okay, so I hope that I pronounce it correctly, all the three.
Yeah, you did not butcher my name.
Right. So he's a professional wrestler, founder of pro wrestling in Malaysia. Okay. He also is a stuntman, director, and many more. Hopefully, we'll find out what the other things are. Okay. So welcome, Shaukat.
Thank you for having me.
I think our first question is, what is professional wrestling actually?
Okay, so burning question.
Yes.
Wherever I go, everyone asks me this very same question. So pro wrestling, in my own terms, is basically it's a form of performing arts which mixes athleticism and performance, showmanship, stunt, theatrical, so on and so forth. It's like what you see on TV. Like for example, the most popular brand in the world is WWE.
Yes. Okay. When we talk about professional wrestling, is there professional wrestling, unprofessional wrestling, or is it just wrestling?
Okay, so basically, professional wrestling is coined back in the day, mainly to differentiate itself from amateur wrestling. So amateur wrestling is what you see on the Olympics, which is basically the sports form of pro wrestling. It's an actual combat sports as compared to pro wrestling, what it actually is. So in order to differentiate itself from amateur wrestling, that's the reason why they coined the term pro wrestling.
Okay, right. I think in APEC wrestling, what is your current promotion?
Yeah, it's called APEC Wrestling.
APEC Wrestling,
which is
sorry.
short for Asia Pacific.
Asia
Wrestling.
Pacific. Okay. So what is your current promotion in APEC Wrestling? Are you doing anything currently?
So we are going to be very active again after a 6-month hiatus, mainly due to financial reasons. Because as you know, trying to build something from scratch, something with no support, something that is completely new in Malaysia is very, very difficult. So there's always it's ups and downs, right?
Yes.
So we've been on a hiatus for about 7 months now, actually not 6, 7 months. Starting this Saturday on Hari Sukan Negara, we will be having our revival show.
Okay.
So we are naming it APEC Wrestling Revival. So after that, we'll be having monthly shows where we'll give platform for Malaysians who want to become pro wrestlers to perform in front of the audience and get practical experience. And at the same time, we also invite guests from Australia, Japan, America to give that rub of experience to our local pro wrestlers.
Oh, fantastic. Again, I mean, like what you said, okay. But what inspired you to start a wrestling promotion or wrestling business in Malaysia?
You have to be a madman to want to start something that is completely new in the industry, because there's no testing waters, there's no track record or anything. So the thing that inspired me was basically me myself. Like growing up, I've always been a huge fan of WWE. I've always watched it with my siblings.
Yeah,
We
I
used
think like what Shaukat said. I think during the time when he was young, okay, all of us, wrestling is something that we want to be, we want to do. But nobody in Malaysia during the time thought like what you thought. Okay, take it and said, I'm gonna run with this.
Yep.
But
because like for me, I do believe like you always have to try to reach out to what you want to do. So for me, the next best thing to pro wrestling, which is to become a stuntman, it's almost about the same what would I say, as on the same line as pro wrestling. Only difference is stuntman is there is an industry here in Malaysia, and there's a demand for it as well. So that's the reason why I started doing stunt performing back then in the days. But then one day I met Booker T, who is a WWE Hall of Famer. So I won a contest where I had to have lunch with him.
yes,
So I asked him the very question. I said like, I want to become a pro wrestler, but there's no wrestling school in Malaysia. What should I do? And he said that you have to be the one to start it, because
Yes.
if you don't, it's never gonna happen. Because you've been waiting for it for a very long time and nothing is happening. So you have to be the first person who actually takes a step. So that was the main reason why I decided to start pro wrestling in Malaysia.
yeah. When you start pro wrestling in Malaysia, how you gather your team? Because you are the only one who said this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
But how do you gather the team?
So with the start knowledge that I have, what I did was I would always watch pro wrestling, and I would watch it in slow motion as to break down the technique and everything. And I created my own syllabus. This was before I consulted a professional in USA, and I broke down all the techniques and the moves and everything in my own way using my stunt knowledge. Then from there, I did a tryout session or an audition session. So that was when I met my first batch of students. And out of quite a few who came for the audition, only 4 that stuck with me for the whole year. That was when we started to slowly grow from just a group of 5 people doing pro wrestling to now what it is today.
So you are saying that during that period of time until you get your students, you are basically a one-man show, or you have a team that.
Even until today, it's actually still a one-man show.
Fantastic.
If you look up a.k.a. Wrestling, if you see the videos and everything, I'm the one who handles production. I'm the one who does the video editing. I'm the one who does the script writing.
Seriously?
I train everyone. I direct the shows. On ground, I'm also a stage manager, and then I'm also performing myself. So you'll see me backstage with the headphones on, and then I'm in my costume, running around, talking to people, briefing them about what's going to happen next and everything. It's still a one-man show, but now at least I have a group of my former students who have now also learned the craft of being in the management side as well.
Okay.
So I have about 3 of them helping me now.
Okay.
But mostly it's still run by me.
The boss of all.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah. That when you started, what the obstacle that you faced? I think during the time nobody thought wrestling as a career or wrestling as a profession.
Yeah, definitely. I think the biggest obstacle is obviously financial. It's like to run a wrestling school and promotion, you obviously need to have running funds and everything. So imagine going through a whole year with just 4 students, and I couldn't charge expensive price because mainly pro wrestling is very new, and we needed to encourage people to join. And putting a high fee like what Muay Thai charges today or what MMA charges today,
Just deter them from.
yeah, it would deter them from wanting to join. So I had to put, back then it was only 60 ringgit per head, and then I have to pay the rental of the academy. I have to cover the cost for the shows and everything, and it was crazy for the first year. I was just tanking everything on my own. So that's the reason why you see me doing a lot of things in the film industry. I write scripts, I do video editing, I do action directing and stunt coordinating. I am also a stunt performer. I also act as well. So I do all these things mainly to thank my passion.
Okay, fantastic. Again, when you talk about the cost, let's say somebody want to be a wrestler. How much does it cost?
Until today, I try to keep my fee very low because I need to encourage people to join more. So right now it is cost. I charge per month for only 180 ringgit, which is still cheaper than a lot of martial arts.
That is something that really motivate people, to learn wrestling. Because compare other sport, I think this is a fraction of it. So.
And even in the United States, pro wrestling courses, they cost about $3,000 for a 3-month course. So which we would roughly say it's about $1,000 per month. That is how expensive the sport is.
Yeah.
Mainly because it's very, there's a very niche expertise to it, which requires a lot of investment.
Of course, you've done a lot of promotion. Okay. How to attract the young generation into this profession? Do you do any introduction in school or in colleges, in university, just to make sure people know what is pro wrestling all about?
The main problem with that, I've always wanted to go that route as well, because I do believe that it's best to start young. Because one of my first students, when he started, he was 14 at the time. Now he's in Australia doing amazing stuff, and in pro wrestling. So I would see him as a success story. But that's the thing. When it comes to pro wrestling, it is very difficult to convince parents. It's very difficult to convince, especially educational board, like this is good for your kids. Because the boy that joined me at that point, he was a very chubby, shy little kid who didn't do any sports, and he was inactive. He had confidence issue, but turned around to become a very fine, athletic young man. So pro wrestling not only helps with your athleticism, it also helps with your self-confidence as well, because you need to be an athlete.
Yes.
You need to be a showman.
Yes.
But it's very difficult to convince, because in everyone's mind, pro wrestling is about violence and
I think that is some of the misconception that people have, especially in our region, about wrestling. It's like, you go there, you're going to get hurt, you're going to break your bone, then how you're going to go to work, or you're going to spoil your life. But I think there's a lot of things need to be done to make sure people understand that it's actually a profession. Okay, it's not something that you go and get beat up and come back home and MC for 1 week or 2 weeks.
Yep,
Okay,
exactly.
right. Compared to Malaysian wrestling scene, how about Singapore? How about Thailand? Do they have the same issues like in Malaysia, or they are wrestling, professional wrestling, more vibrant in this country?
I could say that all of us are about the same age. Like we started
Okay.
like about 9, 10 years back.
Okay.
Singapore probably is the oldest. I think they started 11 or 12 years back.
Okay.
And everyone is growing together very, very well. I would say that Singapore, Thailand, and Philippines have the most advanced supporters in pro wrestling. They have a lot of fans. They have very strong fan base. They are doing very well financial wise. Malaysia is the last. We are lagging behind, mainly because I think there's a difficulty in convincing locals that we are just as good as the international wrestlers. I'm pretty sure that there's this small stigma of people when we try to promote pro wrestling, local pro wrestling, their mindset would be, baik aku tengok WWE. Like we don't want to watch local wrestling, we want to watch WWE. So that's the main issue that we have.
But how do you think we can change that in Malaysia? Is it because of the effect? I mean, the effect of the programs. Maybe they have a lot of AI or lighting or shouting or the ugliness or the beautiness. I'm not very sure. So
Honestly feel that it boils down to what we do as well in terms of marketing and branding.
yes.
I do believe that a lot of people have is yet to watch our product. They know about us. They've seen a few videos and snippets and highlights, but usually that is not enough for them to judge the quality of our wrestling. The quality of wrestling is very very good. Like I have people from the States who says that our wrestling promotion is probably on a very mature level, even as compared to most promotions in the United States itself. But a lot of locals still don't see that, mainly because they don't give us a chance. So I think the best thing that we can do is continue promoting, continue to be more visible. So the more eyeballs on our product, and then they will finally see like, hey, this guy's actually quite good.
Yeah. Yeah. I think if any of our audience get opportunity, just go and watch. Yeah. It's real. Okay. It's beautiful. Okay. And at a certain time you are wondering, these guys are really actor or they are really fighting. Okay. So no, I was watching it. I said, hey, this is real. Okay, the way you all fall, the way you all hit each other. Okay. So fantastic. Okay. Now, again, like you said, you're a stuntman, you're a director, you're an actor on top of wrestling. Okay. How you balance all these things in your life?
That's the main what I would say. One of the things that is bugging me right now, because I've been doing this for about 10 years now of trying to balance all my work with pro wrestling and with family as well. So I have 2 beautiful children and a wife as well. So it's very very difficult. It's like I'm trying to divide my time to make money, not only to thank a.k.a. Wrestling, but at the same time I need to make money to pay my bills and feed my family. And then at the same time I also need to make sure that a.k.a. Wrestling is properly run with me coaching there and then everything. And then I also have my commitments towards my projects, filming projects. Like for example now, I'm in the middle of 2 shoots where I'm acting in a film.
Yeah.
And there's one that I'm doing action directing and stunt coordinating. So there's a lot going on at once, to the point where I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm in a trance, like I'm just going through the motion. So it's very dangerous now. It has come to a point where it's quite dangerous in my opinion, and mental health wise, because I feel like I'm just going through the motions to make sure everything is on board. I would never wish this upon anybody else.
Yeah. With all these things, how you keep fit?
Oh, that is also another element to it.
That's another,
That's a whole other element to it. Usually what I do is I wake up 4 in the morning, then I will cook my meals for the day, and then I will go to the gym first for about 1.5 hours, come back, send my kids to school, and then start my day. So I need to wake up early so I have more hours.
Yeah. What time do you sleep?
I try to sleep at 9,
Oh,
but sometimes the latest I'll sleep is at 11.
okay. Okay. I remember the quote Arnold Schwarzenegger was saying there's a lot of people say they don't have time to go to the gym because they need to sleep 8 hours. Okay, they have to work. So he said, sleep faster, work faster. Okay, then you'll find time. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like you said, you are doing your film currently. Okay, Ngesot, is it?
Guess what? Just wrapped about a month ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what is this all about? You can mention to us.
Sure. Guess what? Is a film I directed. So it's a film by MIG Productions, one of the most established production house in Malaysia, and it is basically based on a true story. Happened in Ipoh, in 2014, about this guy who was delivering wedding cards, his sister's wedding cards to his relative and everything. So as he was driving at night, he remembers seeing something in front of his car. So he swerved and he fell into the gaung and ended up paralyzing himself. And how he survived for 4 days in the forest before getting founded by orang asli there.
Okay.
So it's a survival drama.
Okay. Do you met that guy?
I did.
Okay.
And he is doing very, very well today and very, very inspiring because like imagine falling off the cliff and then into a jungle and then you cannot walk. So that's why it's called ngesot, because he had to ngesot the whole way throughout.
Okay.
And there's no food, there's no drink, 4 days of hallucinations of trying to survive, of being hungry. And finally, before he got found by orang asli.
Okay. I think this must be a very fantastic movie, a very motivational movie. I hope that all of us get a chance to watch it. When will be playing?
We are looking at the first quarter of next year's release.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes.
Fantastic. Right. Next is what would you give? What advice would you give to those who want to be involved in professional wrestling?
Okay, so
Do we need to have certain criteria like the height or the weight? Okay, financially, basically we know. Okay. So
pro wrestling is a very, very tough sport to break through, especially if you're a Malaysian. Like I've been blessed to be able to debut in the United States, to work with a legend like Booker T. I'm the only Malaysian so far who has been on American TV wrestling, and what I could say is that if you understand the work ethics that I have, that is what you need to put in if you want to make it good and make it big in an international level. So wake up early, a lot of effort put in, a lot of money invested. You need to train a lot. You need to know what to eat. You cannot skip training. There's a lot of students who skip training because it's very difficult to commit to something with full discipline. But I think the most important criteria is having a good and positive attitude. Whether you want to make it big or you just want to do it for fun, it's totally up to you. But it's something that is very mentally and physically tough. A lot of people think it's just acting is easy, but it's actually very, very tough physically and mentally as well, because like imagine putting yourself through pain just to entertain the audience. So you need to have sheer mental and physical strength.
I think in one of your fight in US, okay, I think before you meet Bolton, I think so. I can't remember.
Show me Bolton.
So you give your tanja to a boy. Okay. So when I saw that, I like, oh my God, this is usually nobody will do that. Okay. So this one we call the wrestler with emotion. I can imagine the boy will know about Malaysia, will think about Malaysia, and will know about you. Okay. Did you got it back or?
No, I let him have it.
Fantastic.
Yeah, just like every episode I saw him at the front row waiting for me. So every time when he saw me, he would do he would sembah me, like usually what the fans do. But I remember his face over and over again. Like every week he was there just to see me. So at that point, I just felt like, you know what, keep a part of me with you. So I'm pretty sure he will remember that thing, what it is.
Yes.
And he will probably research and everything and find out more about us.
Yeah, I hope listeners or the audience will try to watch this, okay, where he took out his tanja and give it to the boy. Right. If, let's say, any of us interested, how to contact you? Can we just walk into your gym, or you have a website that we can?
Okay, the best way to contact me is through my Instagram. You can go to Ayez Shaukat-Fonseka. You can follow me and DM me there. Usually I'm very active. When it comes to business inquiries, I'll usually answer, no worries. And at the same time, you can come to our training center at Space Rubik's Puchong. I'm usually there.
Sorry, can you repeat again? Where is it?
In Space Rubik's Puchong.
Okay, right.
So I'm there every Saturday to train my students. So you just come over and talk to me.
From what time to what time?
I'll be there usually from 12 to 6, 12 noon to 6
Okay.
p.m. Training sessions last about 4 to 6 hours.
Okay, right. So we wrap up our interview session, okay, but we won't leave you just like that. We have 5 questions that you need to answer. Each question 5 seconds.
Okay.
It's a very simple question. Okay, so can we start?
Yeah, give me 10 seconds to to calibrate my mind.
to get the alignment back, from wrestling suddenly you're gonna ask me something else. Okay,
Okay, alright, let's go.
okay. Name 5 river in Malaysia.
Oh, Rejang, Kajang,
Ada yang Sungai Kajang?
Krayong,
Kayong,
Pahang,
Sungai Pahang,
damn it. I can name 4.
Sungai Weh, Sungai kan? Tak ada. Sungai Weh? Okay, right. Okay, next Okay. What is the largest planet in our solar system?
Wow.
All my crew got it wrong, so no issue.
The largest planet in the solar system is Jupiter.
Exactly.
Is it?
Yes,
Oh,
correct.
wow. I got it
Guys, in the movie Shrek, what comedian voices Donkey?
correct. Donkey is Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. What is the name of tool needed to play snooker or billiard to hit the ball? What we call the tool?
That thing, the stick. I don't know its technical name, but it's a stick.
It's a cue.
It's a cue, yes.
Which superhero been played by Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, George Clooney, and Christian Bale?
Batman.
Batman. Right. Thank you.
Most welcome.
Our last request.
Okay.
Can you show a move, a wrestling move?
Chop.
You sure you want chop? Right, dear friend has requested to give him a chop, something that you don't want to request from pro wrestlers, because a chop is, when we chop for real. When we slap for real. When it comes to hits, we actually do it. There's no air fighters or anything. It's true contact. So just going to demonstrate how we usually chop. There's a knife edge chop. There's an overhand chop. So choose which one you want.
Dealer's choice.
Okay, so I give a knife edge, which is very popular. You ready?
Oh God.
Are you okay?
Yep. No.
So sorry.